Harmonics. Sorry about the being late. We had some of our staff using the restream and using our live stream because, frankly, we just have so much communication and so many farmers interested in this technology and what we're doing and how they can get more information that we literally just we're trying to communicate. We're tying up all of our lines basically. So all of our phone lines, all of our email channels, all of our WhatsApps, all of our streaming services, everything else, all in an effort to get this information out to farmers around the world. Because this is not just a company trying to sell a product or trying to make money. This is a mission that we've engaged in. That's to completely revolutionize agriculture. This is not a small game. It's not a small project, right? It's not a small endeavor where we have a few people trying to make a bunch of money. We're this is a mission to completely change agriculture, and to do that by partnering with farmers. I mean, how about a situation where we're finally partnering with farmers and partnering with the guys on the ground doing the work as opposed to just trying to make money at their expense or otherwise just not take their needs into consideration. I talked to one of our customers earlier this week, and his viewpoint is, hey man, if you your guy was trying to get me to change how I'm farming and change how I'm doing things to fit your system, but that's not practical. And I asked him some questions and I got to know what his situation was. And it turns out, hey, he's got a completely different system that we can't just do our normal recommendations, right? We have to do those things a little bit differently. So, I talked to him and we got to know him. We got in communication, and I found out what he needed and wanted. And I said, here's how we can help you and coordinate with what you're doing. And he said, great, and it turns out great. But today's episode, as far as being a profitable farmer, I wanted to go back to something I've mentioned on earlier streams, but I want to go back into return on investment. That is really, I think, the key because um, one thing that we kind of get from some farmers is, hey, I don't want to spend any money on a trial. I don't want to spend a lot of money up front. I want to just try this out. The idea is, it's a risk aversion. They don't want to risk anything. So what they do is they want to get free product or a product that's really inexpensive, and they want to try it out, and then they see, I guess, see if it works and see what happens. And we ran a lot of those trials in the beginning. In fact, the first 2 years, a lot of our farms, especially in South America, I mean, we're talking farms with hundreds of acres or thousands of acres or even hectares, and these guys were telling us like, well, we just want to do 1 acre over here. Then we got them an amazing result. And then the next thing they told us was, okay, great. We got a great result on this 1 acre, but maybe that was just a lucky fluke, and then we just decided, hey, it doesn't really benefit us to try to sell small 1 acre plots so the farmer can look at it, because a farmer with 1,000 acres is never going to look at that 1 acre. He's just not. You guys are too busy. You have too much going on to pay attention to what we're doing to one little acre on your plot. So we just decided to flip our script and said, you know what? If you're a big farm and you have a lot of acreage, we want to help you. We want to help you make more money, but we want to also prove to you that what we're saying and what we're doing is legitimate, that this is the future of farming, that this is a technology that will increase and improve yields by double digits and even triple digits in some cases. And this really will completely change your viewpoint and how efficient and productive your farm can be. And because we have such an amazing product, this is not something that can be just, pushed aside the way everything else. This is not just another chemical. It's not just another fertilizer. It's not just another same old, or the next iteration, the next small improvement over something that's already out there. This is a completely revolutionary technology that's dramatically increasing the efficiency of plants. And so when I go to talk to a farmer about this, I'm not talking about, hey, can I run half an acre or an acre? Will I do it if that's all the farmer wants to do? Sure, I'm happy to work with farmers, but is it really what I'm trying to do? No, I'm trying to convince that farmer that my technology really is the best things that they've ever tried. And for me to do that, I have to have enough of their attention, enough of their value input that they're going to actually pay attention to this and look at it. So when I talk to farmers about my product, I don't give away my technology for free. I just don't. I don't give away my technology at slashed prices. I don't give away, my technology or say, okay, you've got 10,000 acres here, put on this little half acre over here that you're not going to even look at, and then tell me that you didn't see a difference. That technology doesn't benefit me, and it doesn't benefit the farmer. At the end of the day, my goal and my job is to benefit farmers. And the way that I do that is not by just trying to take the peanuts that they want to give me. But the way I do that is actually proving that my technology works and having them really measure it. So just to give you an idea, and this is something I saw just today, like just literally just today. Let me take his contact information out of there. So before I share the screen here, so uh, I'll just share that part. Um, and I want to kind of share this. This literally was a conversation I had with a farmer today, and this is a farmer in Malaysia. It's not a farmer in the United States. You know, we talk to farmers all over the world. So here was basically this Malaysian farmer. Now, interestingly enough, this particular farmer grows tropical fruit. Now, this farm actually has 60,000 hectares. Okay, it's not just a small farm, but the particular part that he manages is only 20 hectares. So I said, look, I want half of that 20 hectares. I'm not going to do it for a hectare. I'm not going to do it for a couple of hectares. I said, I want half of your farm. I want half of what you're controlling. And he's growing durian, which is a tropical fruit. It's like a little spiky, almost like a melon type thing. And I said, look, here, and I went through the numbers with him. I asked him the questions. I said, good, how many hectares? Good. How much are you spending on fertilizer and pesticides? And I took his, unit of measurement and I converted it to US dollars. And I said, how many kilograms or tons are you producing? He said 10 tons. Good. 10 metric tons. That's 10,000 pounds. How much are you getting per kilogram? He said, again, I converted the Malaysian unit to US dollars. And I said, look, my system's going to generate 20 to 30% of your yield. It's going to generate gigantic profits. And so when I told him, I said, look, this is going to cost you $12,500. This is not going to be, you're going to whip out your credit card. I mean, a lot of people can do that for 12,000, but it's not going to be like $100 purchase, and you're going to get $120 back. This is like, it's a $12,000 purchase, but for $12,000, what is he going to get out of it? This is what we're trying to convince farmers that's the most important thing to realize. If you really want to make more money, if you really want to be more profitable on your farm, and this is not just with my product, this is with anything that you're looking, any input you want to look at, any yield booster, any fertilizer, any pesticide, any piece of equipment. When you look at the price of something, you have to be very savvy about what is your return on that investment. Like if you're going to spend $500,000 on a tractor that's going to last you 10 or 15 years, you want to know that that tractor is going to generate $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in overall revenue, in generated revenue. If you're going to do a fertilizer and spend $50,000 on a fertilizer for your farm, you want to make sure that that fertilizer is going to generate $200,000, $300,000. Because if it's not, then it's really not a good investment. I don't care how cheap that fertilizer is. I don't care if you're spending $50 an acre. And it's just, okay, good. If you spend $50 an acre, how much output are you getting? What if this guy was spending literally, I mean, he's going by hectares, so that's 2.5 acres. What if he said he was spending $200 a hectare and he's only getting 3,000 pounds? Well, I'm going to tell him, look, if you do 200 an acre, watch this. Watch me drop his cost down from 800 to 200. So I cut his cost by literally 70, 80% here. And his overall profit only increases by $100 per hectare. Think about that. But what happens if I can increase his yield by 10%? Boom, I just gave him an extra $1,700. So per hectare. So instead of making an extra $100 per hectare, I'm going to get him an extra $1,500 per hectare. That actually pays for my system right there. And in reality, my system always generates higher yields. It generates 20, 30, 40%. A lot of farmers are telling me they're getting 70, 80, 100%. They're getting double the production, sometimes even triple production over what they normally do. And so when you get numbers like that, I mean, it's a no-brainer to spend that kind of money. I mean, literally, I mean, it's almost like you're playing the lottery. If you knew that a piece of equipment like our Kyminasi Crop Booster would generate 20 to 30% increases in yield and a return on investment of over 10 times what you're spending, wouldn't you open up your wallet? I mean, if you knew that, if you had no doubts that my technology was going to work, if you had no doubts that my technology was going to produce that result for your farm, I mean, who wouldn't open up their wallet and write a check for 100,000, 500,000, million, 10 million, whatever it is. I mean, 60,000 hectares is a pretty big check to write. But if that farmer knew that my system is going to make him his money back plus an extra 10 times what he's paid, then that's where farmers are going to be jumping on board. That's where my company really succeeds. So when I talk to farmers, I don't care if it's a 5 acre farm or a 5,000 acre farm or a 500,000 acre farm. My goal is to help that farmer become successful. And to do that, I show them cost benefit analysis like that. I show them case studies of times where we've gotten results or results and results. I show them exactly and break it down how my technology works. And I help them understand how my system is going to make their farm more efficient. If that's the kind of level of commitment that you want from your vendors, that they really want to see you succeed, and they're going to go every step of the way to make sure that you're successful, then you need to be working with Harvest Harmonics. You need to be working with the future farming, a technology that's going to dramatically increase the efficiency of your farm. And it's worth every penny and 5 to 10 times more than we're charging. We're actually charging it very, very cheap, even though we're higher than a lot of input costs. But we're cheap because the return on investment that we're delivering for that investment is far above, in a way, anything you can get from a chemical fertilizer or a pesticide or anything else. If you guys are tired of doing farming the same old way and you're tired of seeing the same old results, and you want to start seeing results like this, $20,000 an acre, $17,000 an acre, $12,000 more an acre. You want to see numbers like that, where you're seeing, 5-digit increases or 6-digit increases in yield and in revenue, and you really want to be a profitable farmer, then email us at service@harvestharmonics.com. Give us your information. Give us the crops you're growing. Give us the size of your farm. Give us the flow rate of your irrigation system and a good contact number so we can work with you so that you can become part of the future of farming today and you can become a profitable farming operation for many years to come. I hope to hear from many of you guys soon. We want to work with every farmer we can. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless our farmers. Stay strong and let's work together to make your farm a lot more profitable this year. Have a great day.